It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. I recently received another great email from my dear friend Mike Cohn. This time, the subject matter talks about Agile teams, and the discussions around Agile teams are self organizing, not self directed. So, as we usually do, I'm going to go through the email and we'll talk about what's going on. So, here we go. So, he starts out happy 2024. Thank you. I agree. 2024 is going to be an exciting year. There's so many good things going on already, and we're still at the very front of the year. So we're all back to work after a long end of year shutdown for relaxation and regeneration, rejuvenation. And 2024 has just proven to be an incredible year so far. So many positive things have happened. Now, he goes on to describe late last year, he recorded a podcast episode about agile leadership with his colleague. So I'm going to have to link to that. So let's see if we can link to that in the description here. I started sharing some tips and tricks from that episode with you last month. Agile leadership is such a crucial topic. I agree. And this is one that's often overlooked. I want to make sure I point that out. A quick fact. So one of the top, I don't want to say courses, but one of the top requests that we get is for Agile leadership summits. People really want to know how to behave as a leader, what types of things they can expect. And it really does come through in the request that we see. So let's begin with what it means for a team to self-organize to meet the challenges that are set by leadership. I think that's a good place to start. So one of the common questions that I see all the time has to do with self-organization. When you hear people say self-manage, self-organize, self-police, self-disciplined, I've heard all of these words before. And I think that there's some confusion around what these words mean or what the intent behind them are. So he goes on to describe self-organizing, not self-directed. At its core, self-organization is a response to a challenge. Challenges for self-organizing teams are often defined by leaders. Very, very true. Leadership may say, accomplish this goal, and a team figures out how to best achieve that accomplishment. Suppose the goal were make a banking app that will speed up loan application processing. Leadership issues the goal as a challenge to the team, and the team doesn't get to self-direct what they want to do. They're not empowered to say, nah, we'd rather make a video game about banking instead. Their mission is to reach the goal that was set for them. Self-organization is how teams respond to the challenges they're given, not the ability for the team to reinvent what is being asked for, what the true goal is. So, in the example, that challenge could be expanded to make this banking application and do it with 7 people. Both of these constraints are a legitimate part of a leadership role in defining what the challenge is. What's not part of the leadership role is to over-constrain a team or how the team accomplishes the goal. To continue with the same example, Agile leaders should not say, do it with these 7 people, use my brother's API into the loan system on this hardware, right? Once you start getting to that level of detail, that's too many constraints, and it makes it so difficult, if not impossible, for a team to discover or figure out what the best solution is to solve a world-class problem. So with that being said, I think what we're looking at here is balance. And I've said 100 times, I remember a conversation with Richard Branson about this. Balance is so important for a leader because the leader needs to provide enough information that the team feels confident and empowered to move forward with an agenda, but they don't want to provide so much information that they're enabling the team or crippling the team to not be able to make critical decisions when it's time. So a leader's job is to challenge their teams with inspiring goals. An agile leader knows when to step out of the way and let the team determine the best way to meet their challenges. That's true self-organization. And that's one way we can help you succeed with Agile. So Mike, I agree wholeheartedly. And I just want to expand on this, if I may, just a little bit. I find that sometimes leaders have underlying concerns, and maybe this could be a future episode regarding, or a future email rather, and a future episode for me, But leaders have concerns regarding how much rope or how much of a leash to give the team. And I hate to use that term, but many leaders feel like if they give too much, if they don't give enough guidance or if they give too much leeway, that the team will run wild, that you'll have a wild, wild west situation on your hands where the teams just go out and do their own thing. Um, while it's important for us to explain what the objective is or what the mission is, I also think the key that's missing here is the why behind the what. And, instead of just saying, make this banking application and do it with these 7 people, I might say, let's make this banking application with these 7 people so that our banking customers will have a more streamlined ability to have their loan applications processed quicker, thereby yielding a higher profit margin for the bank so we can add some additional people to the team. By presenting it this way, you're showing that not only are we creating something for the benefit of the customer, but that there is an end game benefit for the people who are building the product or service, and you're explaining what problem you're trying to solve. And I think this all boils back to my to the Agile press release. And when I talk about the elevator pitch portion, I always say for our target customer, which in this case would be for banking customers, and who are tired of or are suffering or struggling from this problem, who are struggling with the amount of time it takes for their loan applications to be vetted and processed. The new loan application streamline process, or this app, is an application that provides an opportunity for the information to be more streamlined and directed to the right people in order to have a faster and more effective approval process. Unlike traditional methods where we've passed things around and have gone through trying to figure things out only to find that we are really struggling, this new this new solution will provide opportunities for growth of our organization through providing a new streamlined method for people to more easily achieve their goals. Now, that might have sounded like a little bit of fluff and stuff, maybe because I'm not into API loan systems and streamlining that process. That might not be my jam, or at least it's not today. What I can tell you is I've done a lot of work in the banking industry, and part of what the development team sees is that work comes downhill and they don't know where, why, who, what problem they're trying to solve, and they struggle. But at least at this point, the leadership's capability, or the leadership's responsibility, I should say, or accountability, if you will, is to give the team enough information to guide them so that they can make critical decisions regarding how they're going to execute according to the plan. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at agiledad.com. We'd love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.